Hi, I'm Liz Scuff. Welcome to another little video in this exploration of cultural repair. And in this video I wanted to talk about the Barbie movie as a movie about cultural repair. And so we had a Barbie Movie Discussion Group a couple of weeks ago to explore this idea of how is cultural repair represented or happening in the Barbie movie. And it was a fabulous discussion, and I learnt a lot by thinking about this together with other people. I can only go so far in my own mind when I think about stuff. So that was really cool. And there were a lot of interesting themes explored. And the one that I particularly wanted to highlight is that of perfection and perfectionism. So in the movie, Barbie Land is this kind of white feminist ideal of a perfect world. It's tokenistic, it's very capitalist, and no one has to grapple with change or difficult feelings or health issues or bad hair. So the story arc sees Barbie come to realise that being perfect isn't actually real and it isn't desirable, and that complexity, imperfection, grappling with difficulty are all part of what makes life meaningful. And I think being perfect or aspiring to perfection, whatever that gets constructed as, right, is a huge cultural narrative in Western cultures, not just for women and not just in the mainstream. So some social change narratives also aspire to sort of, let's say, perfect or idealistic outcomes that bypass the reality of complexity. And I just think this has a lot of impact on our culture and our psyche. I mean, more than I'm going to list here, but some of the ones I think that are really important is perfectionism and this kind of creating of idealized worlds makes it really hard to sit with complexity. Like we psychologically don't have the skills to sit with complexity, and we will notice that we rush to really quick fixes, or we'll engage with a lot of strategies that support denial, and these are often behaviours that are harmful to individual and planetary health. Also, perfectionism creates chronic inner criticism that actually means we can't actually do as much stuff, really cool stuff, as we want to do. We're too sort of hampered by, if we can't do it perfectly, we shouldn't do it at all, right? It's too risky. Internally it's risky. Another one is the homogenization of diversity, which basically becomes all the kinds of isms we have in our world, and there's lots of other, I think, problems with homogenization. And sort of trying to eliminate diversity in cultures. Also, it propagates the delusion, and this is such a cultural delusion and sold to us so much in Western culture, right, that life is meant to be easy and we're meant to be happy all the time. This is one of my big bugbears. And that if your life isn't easy and if you're not happy all the time, it's that you are doing something wrong and you are somehow personally deficient. And this is a hugely problematic cultural narrative. Another issue, as I said, is perfectionism when it turns up in social change spaces actually subverts social change or change or prevents it. So it looks like people are trying to engage in social change, but actually they are trying to maintain the current status quo when we insist that social change strategies have to be perfect, or else we shouldn't do them. Like, they have to be 100% not harmful to anyone in any way, or we shouldn't do them. And it's not realistic. It's also perfectionism as a cultural narrative. It's such a huge waste of time and energy trying to be something or someone that you're not. Like, I sometimes think, I'd imagine if all the psychological energy we all spend on worrying about our body image, for just one example, right? What if that was freed up for things that we're really passionate about, that are really meaningful? It'd just be so cool. I don't know what I'd do. Anyway, towards the end of the movie, Barbie makes the decision to be human, and she says, I want to be part of the people that make meaning, not the thing that's made. I want to do the imagining. I don't want to be the idea. And I just think this was like, for me, that was like the coolest thing in the movie, the big take home, which is that people aren't ideas. I'm not an idea. You're not an idea. The world isn't ideas. We are all creators imbued with meaning-making potential. So stop trying to be an idea of a person. And of course, great invitation, but also notice how our culture continually tries to sell you an idea of how and who you should be, and then what does it take to kind of resist that and really grow into yourself over time. It kind of leaves me with these questions, like, what would it look like in my life if I decided to be like fully human? And where am I trying to be perfect in my life? Another one is, where do I turn away from complexity, and what impact does that have on me? I'm not saying we shouldn't turn away or have a break from complexity. I think our brains, our psyches need to have breaks from complexity, but to avoid it completely and chronically and culturally, I think this is problematic. Particularly when it's chronic, whether that's individual or at a systemic level. We need little breaks for complexity, but we actually also need to build the skills to stay, to sit with it. Okay, that's my rant about I really love the Barbie movie, I have to say. I think it was really complex, more complex than my little brain has been able to fathom. I watched it 3 times. I'm really looking forward to a lot of academic articles on this. I'm sure they're out there already. I haven't even started looking yet. But yeah, I hope you found this, I don't know, whatever. Hope it was useful, and I'd love to hear your thoughts about, or read your thoughts about the Barbie movie and how you thought it was or wasn't a good cultural commentary, or the kinds of things that it brought forward about that's sort of relevant to cultural repair. Interested to read your thoughts as well. Okay, thanks. Bye.